All right, let's move on with a flick through the day's French newspapers. Haxi Myers-Belkin has been checking out the main headlines for us. Hi there, Haxi.
Hi.
And we've got lots of political antics here in France at the moment, leading up to the presidential election next May. We've got a lot of talk about what's happening on the left of centre.
We do. Let's start with the front page of French daily Les Echos. The headline reads, Macron Valls, the duel between President Hollande's two heirs. Manuel Valls, of course, is the man who was until a few days ago France's Prime Minister. He's got the support of the Socialist Party, but we read here he's coming face to face with young firebrand Emmanuel Macron. Macron, as you'll remember, is a former economy minister under Hollande, and both men, crucially, are presenting themselves as the candidate of choice for reform and change.
And an editorial in that same newspaper that argues that their fates are actually entwined. It all sounds very sort of Shakespearean, doesn't it?
Machiavellian, yeah. We read here that each presidential candidate is keenly aware of what the other one is doing, despite more than a few glaring differences between the two men. Valls, for a start, is taking part, of course, in the Socialist primaries at the end of January. Macron is standing as an independent. And Valls sees himself as the saviour of a flagging Socialist party, while Macron is, of course, rejecting all party affiliation.
He's not just rejecting the party affiliation, is he? According to the newspapers, he's actually sort of threatening the Socialist Party, although that's, of course, not what he himself would say.
Oh, I don't think he would. But Les Echos does go so far as to imply as much. The Socialists in turmoil over Macron's offensive reads this unequivocal headline from the centre-right daily. Le Figaro, sorry, not Les Echos, as I previously said. The article describes Macron's rally on Saturday in Paris as a roaring success. There were, we read here, over 10,000 people in attendance. The meeting has, quote, destabilised the Socialist Party, already weakened by the sheer number of candidates putting their names forward for the January primaries.
And also in Le Figaro, this is, of course, a centre-right newspaper, not usually a fan of the more socialist candidates. They're wondering, what does Macron actually stand for?
Yeah, Macron has repeatedly told us that what he's doing is nothing short of leading a revolution in France, but this piece isn't so sure. We read that Macron is proposing to keep the 35-hour working week, that he wants to widen access to unemployment benefits, and that he has no great plans to streamline the notoriously bureaucracy-heavy French state, propositions that, for this journalist, hardly part ways with traditional socialist doctrine. Macron, we read, is trying to make the old look new. Quite scathing there.
All right, we'll move on to the left-leaning newspaper Libération. It's looking at one of the other figures that we've not heard that much from herself, but she's really looming large in the picture of the presidential election. Marion Le Pen, the head of the far-right National Front Party. The papers are talking about whether she will indeed make it to the second round of the elections, as many people are predicting, what's going on within her own party. There are quite a few questions about the National Front today.
Well, this paper, Libération, as you said, thinks that something is deeply wrong at the heart of the National Front. Marion Maréchal le Pen, so that's Marine's niece, gave an interview over the weekend to Le Journal du Dimanche, in which she maintained that abortions should not be state-funded. And she also used the opportunity to reproach her aunt for changing the tune on the issue. It had been one of Marine Le Pen's signature election pledges in 2011. Now, another key figure who supports a softening of the party's stance on abortion is the party's vice president, Florian Philippot. This paper explains that this difference of opinion is symptomatic of deep divisions within the party. Marine and her vice president want to open up their party and appeal to disenfranchised voters from the left, while Marion Maréchal le Pen and her supporters are battling to maintain the party's ultra-conservative social stance.
And there's some interest in how Marine is spinning all of this, if we can say it that way, in the press.
Yes, if we look at this piece in Le Figaro, we read that Marine has found a way to turn the divisions in her party to her advantage. The paper quotes her as saying, "I don't think there's any conflict. people have always accused us of not knowing how to bring people together, here is proof that our party brings people together with a range of different opinions.
I'm sure we're going to be hearing much more from Marine Le Pen in the weeks and months to come. Thanks very much for now. Hexamos